Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of The Coaches Show here on Hornet Radio. I'm Caleb Ramos, and as you can see, we're back in the gym with volleyball yet again. This time, talking to a couple of athletes from the women's volleyball program about how they got started in volleyball, why they came to Fullerton College specifically, and what it means to be a part of this program. All that and more here on The Coaches Show.
The 2025 season is underway for the volleyball team here at Fullerton College, and Coach Kevin Hitt is making sure that his student athletes have an air of cohesiveness and chemistry as they get started with their schedule.
And having a bit of a rough season, how do you expect to improve this season after getting that first season under your belt here at Fullerton College?
I've been coaching for 34 years, and I've had 4 total losing seasons in those 34 years, with last year being one of them. But I'm going to tell you, winning a national championship at Northern Michigan University was probably my #1 favorite season of all time. Last year was one of my top 5. When I got here, I had 5 players show up. I had to beg, borrow, and steal and call in a favor from a family friend to come play and enroll here, who had a full ride at USC to go to school. So she came and played. Her name is Amelia Flores. She was all conference last year. We ended up with 8 players. We started with 8, we finished with 8. And they worked so hard, because they could have quit. They could, I mean, there's schools around here that forfeit entire seasons because they don't have enough players. I think they call it filing a Form 6 or something like that. But we didn't do that. And Scott Giles went to me and said, Kevin, that was amazing. Congratulations. You didn't forfeit a single match. You were able to be competitive. We went 5 games, 6 different times, which means we were in those matches. So with that, I think last year, even though it was tough, those women deserve all the accolades in the world because they worked so hard and hung in there. And you know, college season is a month longer than high school.
Right. With the expanded roster now that you have, not only just having 8 players, how do you adjust your kind of scheme that you want to run for that?
Well, the thing is, you know, when I got the job, we only had 3 weeks until the season started.
Right.
This year, I was able to recruit, got a whole year under my belt of going out, getting players to come here to Fullerton College, to revel in the academic world, the athletic world, the social world. We have so many cool things to offer here. We have a roster of 19. And what that does is it allows me to allow them to compete with each other. And one of my all-time favorite coaches, who was one of my mentors, Roger Goodwin, who was an Ichiban coach back in the day, Coach Misty May and all those folks, he said, Kevin, the cream will always rise to the top. So at 19, that's what I do. I let them decide who the starters are by just who gets after it in practice and who's getting it done.
How do you, as a coach, you've been, like you mentioned, you've been very successful, national championship, assistant coach for the USA national team. How do you draw from all of those experiences and teach them to these young players?
So Hugh McCutcheon, who was the head coach of the Olympic team when I was working with him, he told me one thing. He said, Kevin, at the national team level and sometimes at the collegiate level, it's not always about X's and O's. It's about getting everybody to go in the same direction.
Right.
And I think that's the struggle, because you have so many people from so many different backgrounds here. It's getting them all to buy into the program, buy into the culture, and then all go in the same direction. And if we can get that, the playing on the court will work itself out.
How, as a coach, do you help them get going in the same direction?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of work because, again, all the different backgrounds. So, you've got to do a lot of things that require cooperation. You've got to get them involved with each other in drills that they all have to be a part of. And that if one fails, they all fail. Or if one succeeds, they all succeed. So you put them in that team environment and you let them fail together, win together. And after a certain amount of time, normally you'll have a team that's coalesced, they know each other, they're playing for each other, and they usually go in the same direction.
If you talk to any of the student athletes on this volleyball team, they mirror Coach Kevin Hitt's thoughts exactly. It's all about the chemistry and how well they can get along together while moving forward as a team unit.
Well, I was going to be done with volleyball after my junior year just because of high school coaches and the girls and everything. But Kevin contacted me and asked me if I wanted to play again. And I kind of told him I think I'm done. I didn't like it. I didn't have a good experience. And he told me that just come try it out. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. But I ended up really liking it here.
You mentioned getting them to know each other and play for each other. I did notice the team picture that you guys had where you were posing with the rest of your team. How do you incorporate that kind of fun while being serious at the same time, trying to get better?
Well, there's been a definite change in coaching philosophy and how you treat athletes these days. In the 90s, I was fire and brimstone. It was rah, 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 yell, 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 you're going to do as I ask, yada, yada, yada. And that was acceptable back then.
Right.
Things have changed. Models have changed. The way players react changed. I'm more of a Socratic method now, teacher, where I don't just tell them what to do. I let them get involved. I ask them, what do you think? Or why are you doing this? Why is this happening? So they feel they have some ownership of it. And if you allow somebody to feel like they have ownership of something, they're going to engage more with it. And I think they'll play a little harder because they have that ownership.
I would say definitely the girls, because when there's been times where that at volleyball, the volleyball part has gotten rough, it was the girls who have came up to me and encouraged me and have pushed me through things. So I feel like the girls definitely play a big part in me wanting to keep playing and my love for the sport.
How are you able to adapt so quickly to what they want to do and combine it with what you want to teach them?
Right. Again, we have a social contract between player and coach. They can choose not to be led. They literally can walk out the gym door.
Right.
But see, we have a contract with each other. They are trusting me to lead them, and I am trusting them to be led. So we have this social contract with each other. And if we're both engaged in that social contract and they trust me, they trust my resume, they trust me when they get to know me, they see my personality, is my personality consistent? And if they believe all those things are in good order, then you have a great social contract. The team will be more cohesive, they pay more attention to the coach, and they listen to our expertise. And they go forward. So if you can have those things and do those things, you're in pretty good shape.
You mentioned all of the experience you had. I did also notice that you are an award-winning journalist for esports as well.
Yeah.
Is there really any parallels between writing at that high level and coaching, or?
Well, I like to win. And here's the thing. I like to win, and if you've ever seen the movie Big Fish, I know it's a little weird, but if you've ever seen the movie Big Fish, it's basically, I can relate to it. It's basically about a father who's on his deathbed, tells all these fantastical stories to his sons about what he's done, and they don't believe him. But when he passes away, everybody that the stories he's told came to his funeral, and they go, you gotta be kidding me. Everything Dad said was true? I've been in law enforcement. I've been a national team assistant coach. I've coached collegiately, Division I, Division II, JC, you name it. I've been there. All those things have helped shape who I am, and it helps me be adaptive and learn at whatever level that I'm at. It helps me coach those players how they need to be coached.
All right. Thank you for your time today, Coach. Really appreciate it, and good luck on the rest of the season.
Thanks so much.
If you'd like to support this volleyball team at Fullerton College, you can either go and check out their next home game, which will be on the 26th, or watch it live on Hornet Radio, as Hornet Radio continues to keep you up to date with the volleyball team and all sports at Fullerton College.
We would once again like to thank the women's volleyball program for allowing us to come out to their practice yet again today. And a special thank you to Jaden Preciado and Addison Ortega for joining us here. Now, once again, I am Caleb Ramos for Becky Nguyen, Ryan Osborne, and everyone else here. Thank you for watching, and this has been the Coaches Show on Hornet Radio.